Alright, alright, alright. Alright. I gotta leave that alone. My goodness. Oh man. There is no way he said this. Like absolutely no way. Like we are grown men. I'm not sure if we're supposed to be in the huggies. Everything was all fine, quite lovely, until we had to hear the running mouth of Pat Beverly. Guys, welcome back to Hawks Digest. I am Chris Tipmore. Scully Tip today, man, because it's a cold world out there, and if you got a cold mind, you got to keep a skull cap on you. But my goodness, guys, take off those shoes, leave on your socks, and in this report, we're going to dive fully into the comments that were made by Pat Beverly, former NBA player, about current NBA player, and of course, member of the Atlanta Hawks, Trae Young. Before I get into that, guys, please allow me to do what I do. Thank you to everyone who subscribed to Hawks Digest, making us one of your first listens when you need that Hawks content. You know we couldn't do this without you. And for those who are not subscribed to Hawks Digest just yet, come on and be a part of the Hawks Digest family, man. We would love to have you here. The season is getting closer. I think you should be a part of Hawks Digest. Other people are, you should be as well. Come on and join the family. All right. So, guys, again, like I said, I have some news talking about Mr. Pat Beverly and his comments against Mr. Ice Trae Young. And again, guys, like, how did we even get here? How did this even start between these two? Well, I got a little something for you, and I'm going to put it on the big screen on how we even got here. All right. So, apparently, Hoops Heard asked the question. Not sure if it was to Pat Bev or not, but at the end of the day, it was asked back on September the 20th. Why do NBA players play so hard in random open gyms in summer but give no effort in the All-Star game with millions watching? Pat Beverly says because All-Stars take the game for granted. Not one All-Star on the court, just good bump. Okay? Now this is coming from Pat Bev, who hasn't played in the All-Star game. I know that, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people do as well. Ice Trace replies, relax, let us speak for ourselves. Now, I didn't see anything necessarily malicious behind it. Pat Beverly did. He went on his podcast, him and his boy. They talked about it. And for the next like 2 minutes, for like a whole 2 minutes and 30-second segment that he is putting on the internet, he's going at Ice Trae. He's going at him, like straight up. And some things are far-fetched. Some things you kind of have a point. But either way it goes, it all depends on how you look at it and how you feel about it. At the end of the day, I didn't think it was anything malicious, but apparently just because, Pat Bev hasn't been to the All-Star game, he was basically feeling like Trae Young was saying, hey, man, leave this to the All-Stars, You don't know what you're talking about. So Pat Bev goes on a rampant rampage, and I'm going to play just a little bit from some of the things that he was saying because I can't play the entire thing. There's a lot of like different like profane language and everything like that's being said.
Hoop Herald goes.
So I'm going to play just a second or two of it right here for you. Let's listen in to what Mr. Pat Beverly has to say about Ice Trae Young.
Thing.
I don't know. I don't think he's in a position to speak. I don't think he's one enough to even speak to me like that or tweet me like that. He's been to the playoffs 3 times. I've been to the playoffs 9.
9 is more than 3.
He's been in the NBA 7 years. My first 7 years, I didn't miss the playoffs at all.
Interesting.
In the Western Conference.
Interesting.
Right? His rebuttal is probably going to be, yeah, you want the main player on the team. Absolutely right. But
Okay.
this is why it's a team. I've talked to.
Okay. All right. He would go on to say, I've talked to people in Atlanta. They don't want to play there. Why? They don't think he's a good leader. I've talked to people who played in Atlanta. They don't want to play there. I mean, they can't. But why? They don't think he's a good leader. They don't think he's a good teammate. He will go on to say, you can make all the money you want, have all the lead and assists you want. You can do all that. But if you don't win, that ish don't matter. If you don't win, when you retire, they're going to forget your name, and fast. Now, I'm not going to lie. There are some points to that. There is some points to that, y'all. But at the same time, for me, it's right message, wrong messenger. Pat Beverly go on to say Trae Young is too comfortable. He needs to get uncomfortable. Now, comfort does kill. I'm a firm believer of that. And maybe Ice Trae does need to get a little bit uncomfortable to be able to continue to lead this team. But again, right message, wrong messenger. Let me explain. He said Pat Bev talks about how he has gone to the playoffs and have all these different playoff experiences and everything. Yes, that is better than going home in April. You know what I'm saying? And that's better than, going home and having to watch on the television. It is. It is. You've been to the playoffs 9 times. Trae Young has been to the playoffs 3 times. Still, you have just as many final appearances and conference final appearances and rings as Trae Young. 1, 0, and 0. The difference is Pat Beverly is doing similar to me right now. Podcasting. Trae Young, his career right now, as long as he stays healthy, still has miles to go. So things could change, especially the way that the Atlanta Hawks have been moving lately. Also, we're talking about, okay, he's like about you can do all these things, but if you don't win, people will forget your name. That right there, I can agree with. I don't have a rebuttal against that at all. If you don't win, you can have all the points and assists and all that stuff that you want to. You'll just be another glorified scorer that some people will remember you, some people won't. It all depends on if they want to and how great that you were. So, in that regard, Pat Bev, I have nothing to say. Okay, and then like I said about being uncomfortable, I have nothing to say. I'm with you when you're right, and when I'm feeling it, I'm feeling it. But again, it's still the wrong messenger, and this is the reason, the main reason why. Pat Bev, we have so much tape on you not being a leader that I feel like you have no right to be talking about anybody's leadership. Just the thing, I mean, the thing with Devin Booker breaking his nose, being extra on the court. Then you also have the whole thing with Chris Paul pushing him in the back. That alone should disqualify you from talking about leadership whatsoever. Because we have so much about you not being a leader. But Trae Young, I can say that Trae Young, and Hawks fans, you got to admit, he has grown over the past 2-3 years. He's become a father. He's become a husband, like official husband. And he's also leading the young guys, being there for the young guys. Could have went to a Jordan event in Paris, you know what I'm saying, in Paris, living it up with some of the biggest names out there. He decided to be in Las Vegas, supporting the young guys during Summer League. That's leadership right there. He's also talked about how he regrets the whole debacle in Atlanta with not being a reserve. He's embraced the reserve role. That's growth and maturity, which equals to leadership. Last season, leading the guys, regardless whether he was on the court, off the court, being a leader. I'm not sure what he is in the locker room. I'm not there. Not yet. So it's just like I don't know exactly where all these feelings come from if they haven't already been pent up. Because if you've been watching lately, he has been working on that leadership more and more. Now, whatever happened before, I can't really complain. I mean, but who are making these comments? Who are you speaking to? Kevin Huerter? Patty Mills? Clint Capella? I doubt it. That last one, definitely doubt it. But I'm just saying, like, who are these people that are saying these things? Does it even matter? I don't think so. Because at the end of the day, we're looking forward to like how the Atlanta Hawks have placed the ball in Trae Young's court. Trae Young has the opportunity to lead this team somewhere in the playoffs and win, just like Pat Bev was saying, so people can remember his name. He can have more playoff experience. He can have more playoff wins. Kristaps Porzingis is in Atlanta around Trae Young, which lets me know the front office believes is in Trae Young as well. Bringing in these different players. Luke Kennard, Nickeil Alexander-Walker receive phone calls from Trae Young saying, hey, we need you. That's leadership. Taking that initiative, making sure that the deal gets done for the best mind and the best aspects and all ranges for the team. Leadership. Things that he wasn't necessarily doing in the past, but he's doing now. So you got to give the man his credit where it's due. The past few years, he's been definitely a leader and working on that leadership. Can't speak on the things in the past, and that's just why it makes me feel like you had this pent up, because you've been talking to people who played in Atlanta. But at the end of the day, leadership should not be something that Pat Bev should be talking about. It's just too much that we have that shows that you're not a leader yourself, sir. So that's just my thoughts, guys. You guys let me know what you think in the comments. As always, peace and blessings to you all, and to you all, I'll holler.